Football operations is kind of the go-between between all the departments. We act as the liaison for academics, strength and conditioning, sports medicine, equipment. All the different department heads and I kind of communicate back and forth. We handle the team travel. Obviously, we handle the day-to-day needs of the head coach. Really depends on the day, but a bulk of the work is team logistics, team budgeting, some scheduling stuff, anything that's non-X's and O's that touches the team on a day-to-day basis.
The operations department, who is headed up by my director of football operations, Mark Taurisani, is a valuable part. What we always say is they have everything to do with this program other than the X's and O's of game day. They set up our travel, they set up our training table, they set up the ways that we move about, not only in the building but outside.
There's some rain forecast for Saturday there. So I wouldn't mind to do it.
I've been with Coach, this is our 8th season now. Started probably as his 3rd ops guy and kind of recruiting guy, and then moved up to the assistant, and then eventually at Wisconsin was promoted to the director. We've come close over the years. He treats me very well, treats all of his staff very well. Easy to get along with. He really understands our job, which makes our job a lot easier. I believe a lot of head coaches are so focused on football they kind of lose sight in the little bit of details and what it takes to put a trip together, things like that. He really respects where we're coming from, works with us on that stuff. We communicate every day, multiple times a day, just making sure we're on the same page. And it helps me be successful, helps Pete, our assistant director, helps us put things in place, and obviously at the end of the day helps us to get the job done.
Mark is the only guy that's been with me every step of the way since I became a head coach over 8 years ago. He knows me as well as anybody, and he knows what we want. He knows what we have to have, and one of the transitional issues that we came here was we have people that want to do certain things in a certain way that they've always done them, which is good, and we listen to that, but we also have people that need to be educated in what we want and what we need to have success on a daily basis, 365 days out of the year.
Team travel for us is really our game day. We set out to make it as smooth as possible. It's kind of the running joke that if you're in football operations, you don't want to get noticed. If they notice you, something went wrong. So the idea is just to have things run as smooth as you can, pay attention to as many details as you can with the buses, the planes, the meals, any kind of movements with escorts. Once you get to the stadium, getting the team in and out of the locker room on time, making sure we're on the field. And really the idea is to cater to the players and the coaches so that they can focus on X's and O's and not have any distractions on the trips.
I think anytime you go on the road, especially this week for the first time, going into enemy territory, you're going to have a lot of issues that you got to worry about on the field, but you don't want to have any off, So when we get to the hotel, just a simple thing to have all the keys ready for guys to go into their hotel room, for us to have the cool tubs available down by the swimming area so our guys can have an ice bath, to have snack available in the evening so they can get that last piece of nourishment or that last part of hydration before they go to bed. That's all the critical things that Mark lines up to make sure it's not even an issue for any of our guys, either Friday or Saturday of travel.
Team travel is, like I said before, it's our game day. It's our, here it's 7 trips a year we take, and that's when you really got to shine. So you've got to make sure all the details are in place. Working with American Airlines, working with the bus company, working with the hotel, making sure the meals are set. Got to have proper wake-up calls. You got to have the little fine details that might not seem important, but they are, because every hotel is different, every team is different, and if they get in a rhythm of doing it the way they did for the other team, sometimes you've got to kind of re-coach them on how your team likes things done. There's probably a little more anxiety with the first trip just because we have a new staff. Matt Summers in sports med, Chuck Hall down in equipment. We have never worked together. They've never traveled with Coach before. So I believe it was last Thursday, we all got together as a group and we had probably an hour and a half, 2-hour meeting, and we took the itinerary and went from starting here in Fayetteville to the finished product there in Newark, and we actually went as far as taking a trip this summer. Now we have a better understanding of what we're going to run into when we get there. So the ideal day, there's no hiccups, buses are here, plane is on the air, or in the air on time, back on the ground, we get to the hotel and everything kind of runs smooth. I think it's a rewarding job in the sense that if you do your part, you're helping the coaches and players focus on what they need to do to win each day. The players work so hard in the classroom, weight room, on the field. It's our job to help provide them with information and just a general process from the time they're here, from a freshman to they're a senior, to allow them to be successful on and off the field. And it's rewarding. You see guys leave with a degree, you win games, you see the satisfaction of a win. And I take a lot of pride in that. Same with the coaches. I mean, they work they're tireless. I mean, between recruiting, the time they spend on film, just the effort they put putting scripts in together and actually on the field, just to watch them get a win, it's rewarding in a sense. We don't affect what happens on the field, but we put them in a position where they can be successful. And ultimately, that's our goal as a football operations staff.